Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now, today I'm going to be looking at a band called K.A.B.O.S.H or K.A.B.O.S.H. Now, when this track was suggested to me, it was actually suggested to me under N9ne, who I've reacted to several times. They said, check out Little Pills by N9ne, but when I did some research on the song, it turns out that it's not by N9ne as such. It's by a band made up of N9ne, K.A.B.O.S.H, and a live rap rock band called Dirty Worms, headed up by rap rocker Smakola. So, in a way, it is N9ne, but it's not strictly N9ne. And apparently, K.A.B.O.S.H, the name of the band, stands for Killing America's Belief on Society's Hoods. There you go. And the song itself, this track Little Pills, is themed around the isolation of oneself via intoxicants even, like alcohol, pills, drugs, that sort of thing. So basically, you know, the song's about how people shut themselves off after become addicted to things like drugs, alcohol, etc. A topic I've covered before a few times. But I'm interested to see what this is like, because as I've covered N9ne a few times before, and I really do like his music because he mixes the sort of hip hop rap elements with their heavy music from most of the stuff I've heard. So I've quite enjoyed everything I've heard of his so far. I'm not sure who K.A.B.O.S.H is. I've never heard of Dirty Worms or Smakola before, but we'll see where this goes, I think. So I think we'll just get straight to it. I've been talking for 2 minutes. So Little Pills by K.A.B.O.S.H.
To break through, it's like we'll never.
It's like I'll never make it.
We'll make it better.
Give me pills, let me take
we can't
it.
change the weather.
Yeah.
And I'm going back to where I've been. Hope somebody lets me in. I need shelter from myself. If you can hear me, please send a help. It's raining in my mind. Another storm, another day. Yeah, these little pills will change my mind. They don't make it go away. Yeah, it keeps on raining in my head. Another storm, another day. These little pills will change my mind, cause they don't make it go away. Yeah, it keeps on raining. It's over, 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 it's over.
Right, immediately, I have to say, I quite like it, it's got that sort of rock vibe behind it, like as N9ne seems to be quite well known for. And the meaning of the song, I don't think it's as straightforward as it was described at the beginning, because it says it's about the isolation of oneself via intoxicants like alcohol and pills. So it's like isolating yourself because of drugs and alcohol, but I think there's a bit more to it than this, by the description in the words. Because it opens up with K.A.B.O.S.H and doing the main vocals and Tech adding some little sort of background vocals. So it says, I tried to break through, it's like I'll never make it better, give me pills, let me take it. I can't change the weather and I'm going back to where I've been, hope somebody lets me in, I need shelter from myself, if you can hear me please send help. Now, that opening bit in itself just sounds like I'm going back to where I've been, hope somebody lets me in, I need shelter from myself, if you can hear me, please send help. That just sounds like the recognition of, I have a problem with drugs and alcohol, please help me. That's what that bit sounds like. However, when the next bit comes in, It says it keeps on raining in my mind, another storm, another day, because these little pills won't change my mind because they don't make it go away. It keeps on raining in my head, another storm, another day. These little pills will change my mind because they won't make it go away. It keeps on raining. Now that, to me, suggests like mental health problems, possibly, you know, having trouble with your head, like depression or anxiety, you know, like that sort of thing, because it keeps on raining in my mind, another storm, another day. To me, that just sounds like you know, another storm, you know, sort of confusion and confliction of thoughts that might cause like anxiety or depression, you know. And he's saying the pills won't change my mind. What is it? The pills won't change my mind because they don't make it go away. So, you know, he's taking tablets to sort of escape from what his mind is telling him. You know, the pills won't sort of help him like an antidepressant would. You know, like they won't. Well, they won't change what his brain is thinking. However, if he takes these drugs or this alcohol, it sort of dullens it, quietens it, so, you know, he can sort of better concentrate his mind on other things rather than concentrating on what's making him depressed or what's making him anxious. That's what it suggests to me. And because there's that line, it keeps on raining in my head, another storm, another day. You know, keeps on raining in my head. Rain generally associated with sadness and depression. And another storm, another day. So it's a constant thing that keeps happening, you know. He's constantly got this grey cloud, as it were, hanging over his head. That's what it seems to be. And then there was that little bit of a bridge saying, it's over, I'm sober, it's over, I'm sober, it's over, I'm sober, I'm sober, it's over. Ugh. Couldn't say that too quickly. But it's an interesting track so far. Let's carry on and see where it goes.
Only see myself as anybody else.
I ain't even myself no more.
If you could be myself, you'd understand me clear. And if I die today, it would take my pain away, 'cause it's flooded and I'm drowning. What is liberating me? It keeps on raining in my mind. Another storm, another day. Yeah, these little pills will change my mind, 'cause they don't make it go away. Yeah, it keeps on raining in my head. Another storm, another day. These little pills will change my mind, 'cause they don't make it go away. Yeah, it keeps on raining. It's over, 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 it's over.
Let's find a way to run away from life full of pain and strife. What direction I'm going, I can't tell now. Mr. 720 Nina tells me I'm hellbound. The IRS is on my ass for the check that I didn't cash, and the levy from child support felt like I fell down. So I'm looking for ecstasy pills. Tech is the next to be thrilled. Seconds from method, we ill daily. My brain's cooking the recipe wheel. Back in the best in me kill. Sections of Stephen, I feel crazy. Hit the club in the night with a little bit of drug in my life, but I feel so loving and real hypey, I'm delivering. With my feet out my sight, separated from my wife. In the middle of a crisis, I'm high, shaking and shivering. Rolling balls, I'm elated, I'm going dumb now. Drinking liquor, I'm faded and having fun now. Loaded gun and I'm tripping with everyone around. Keep me stuck in the sky, I never wanna come down.
It's over, 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 it's over.
Well, there we go. It's a very interesting track because, you know, whilst it is talking about, you know, like addiction to drugs and alcohol, it's also talking about, you know, the effects that it has, you know, the fact that they're using it as an escape from not necessarily mental health or mental illness, but from things like depression and anxiety and stuff like that, which, you know, are technically mental illnesses, but they're not talking about it like that. The track carried on. Can only see myself, is nobody here, I ain't even myself no more. If you could be myself, you'd understand me clear, help me pick myself up off the floor. And if I die today, it won't take my pain away, because it's flooding, and I'm drowning, but it's liberating me. So, that's an interesting couple of lines. If I die today, it won't take the pain away, because it's flooding, and I'm drowning, but it's liberating me. So it's like, he's feeling so much pain from either like the depression or the anxiety and what have you, that it's like overloading his mind. It's taking over, and he feels the only way he can escape is by taking these drugs or this alcohol, and that's the only way he feels free of the overwhelming flow of information that's going through his head. And then it goes back to, it keeps on raining in my mind, another storm, another day, because these pills won't change my mind, because they won't make it go away. Keeps on raining in my head, another storm, another day, because these pills will change my mind, because they don't make it go away. It keeps on raining, and then it does the it's over, it's sober bit again. And then Tech.N9ne comes in. And this bit's actually hard to read when you're listening to it, because Tech.N9ne, I've mentioned before, he sings so bloody fast, it's hard to keep up. But he goes, let's find a way to run away from life full of pain and strife. What direction am I going? I can't tell now. Mr. 720 Nina tells me I'm hellbound. The IRS is on my ass for a check that I didn't cash. And the levy from child support felt like I fell down. So I'm looking for ecstasy pills. Tech is the next to be thrilled. Seconds from method, we ill daily. My brain cooking the recipe will beckon the best of me. Kills sections of 7, and I feel crazy. I have no idea what that means. Hit the club in the night with a little bit of drug in my life, but I'm pretty sure loving it real high. I'm delivering with my seeds out of sight, separated from my wife. In the middle of a crisis I'm high, shaking and shivering, rolling balls I'm elated and going dumb now. Drinking liquor I'm faded and having fun now. Loaded gun and I'm tripping with everyone around. Keep me stuck up in the sky, I never want to come down. So how the hell he sings that stuff so fast? I can barely say it when I'm talking slowly. But in the first half of that, you know, he's talking about, you know, he wants to run away from a life full of pain and strife. You know, he doesn't know where he's running to, but he's just trying to escape it. So he's like, he's got the IRS following him for whatever reason. He's got child support tracking him down because he hasn't paid it or something like that. You know, he's got all this stress in his life that he wants to get away from. So he's looking for drugs and alcohol to take his mind off it, so he doesn't have to think about it. So for one moment he can have a bit of peace and quiet in his brain and, you know, just chill and be happy rather than constantly be agonising over what he can do. Yeah. Because it says that, hit the club in the night with a little bit of drug in my life, and I'm pretty sure loving it. I'm real high, I'm delivering. And then there's a line, with my seeds out of sight. I can only imagine that's referring to children, because the next line is separated from my wife. So with my seed out of sight. So seed of his loins, children, you know, another way of saying that. You know, separated from my wife. In the middle of a crisis, I'm high. So in the middle of a crisis, he knows, you know, he's having trouble in his life, financial or otherwise, you know, but he's gone and got high or drunk or whatever, just so he can have a moment to essentially relax, you know, to actually feel good for a change rather than struggling with what's going on. And there's the line there, keep me in the sky, I never want to come down. Which is basically, I want to stay high, I want to stay this happy all the time. I don't want to have to deal with all those problems, although he knows he has to. So, it's an interesting track. Very interesting track. And it was a very enjoyable piece of music, you know. I quite liked it. It was really quite good. I could quite get into that. So I'll have to have a look, see if I can find anything else by K.A.B.O.S.H. From what I understand, this track, whilst it is done by K.A.B.O.S.H or K.A.B.O.S.H, however you want to pronounce it, as a band, it still appears on a N9ne album. So, you know, it can be argued that it is a N9ne song, but it is credited to the band K.A.B.O.S.H or K.A.B.O.S.H. So, yes, very interesting. I'm not sure what else to say about that, so I will leave it at that. If anybody else would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so by all means. You can drop a comment in the comment section below, or you can message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or even on my Patreon, should you feel the need to. The links for those are in the description down there. Just know if you do suggest a track, it will take me a while to get around to it. As I get suggested so many tracks every single day, I can't record videos fast enough. You know, for every video I record, I get suggested 12 more. So, while it will take a while to get around to it, it will get done because I do write down every suggestion that I get. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are a British-based charity whose main focus is to put an end to hate crimes, specifically those that are aimed at people of the alternative subculture, be it listening to alternative music or wearing alternative fashion. But in general, they want to put an end to all hate crimes. Every single day, we hear about hate crimes all over the news, all over social media. You know, sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, prejudice against disabled people, religious hatred, all this sort of thing. We hear about it every single day. But one that we don't hear much or enough about is these people that are getting viciously beaten and brutalised every single day because of the music that they listen to. You know, people are actually getting viciously attacked and beaten to within an inch of their life because they listen to heavy metal music, because they listen to alternative music. And it's utterly ridiculous. You know, beating someone up just because of their taste in music. You don't beat someone up because they've got a different taste in TV show to you, do you? You don't beat someone up because they've got a different taste in movies to you, do you? You don't beat someone up because they've got a different taste in comic books just books in general. You don't do that, you know, because it's stupid and it makes no sense. So why should it make sense when it's music? It's stupid, you know. It's like, haha, I beat them up because they don't like the same music as me. Were they making you listen to that music? No. So what effect did it have on your life, really? Zero. So, you know, these people are just going out and finding the most pathetic excuse they can to beat someone up. And because these people don't necessarily dress the way that these people like, they think, okay, that's an easy target. They're different, so let's beat them up. You know, and it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable because, you know, these people that are getting attacked, they haven't done anything to you. The only thing that they've done is dare to be an individual. All they've done is want to be different. Or not even want to be different, they just are different, you know, because they choose to be an individual rather than being a sheep and going out and buying the same sneakers as your mates because 27 of your other mates have got exactly the same ones and they are now the cool thing to own. You know, rather than doing that, they go out and be an individual. They think for themselves, they do what they want, they wear what they want, whatever makes them happy. And these people are getting attacked for it, you know, they're getting persecuted for the fact that they actually have their own mind. And you know, it's something that really needs more attention brought to it, because like I said, it happens every single day. People are getting viciously beaten and attacked, verbally and physically, just for being different, just for being an individual, just because they choose to express themselves in a different manner. And it's unacceptable, you know. I mean, when it actually gets to the point that a young lady loses her life because of the way she's dressed, it becomes absurd, you know. Sophie Lancaster was brutally beaten to death just because of the way she dressed and the music she listened to. The people that attacked her didn't know her at all. They didn't know anything about her. You know, had they actually spoken to her, she would have spoken to them quite happily. Earlier in the day, she was speaking to a very similar sort of group. But these people, just on a snap judgment, because they didn't like the way she was dressed, because they don't like the music that she listened to, they thought it was an acceptable thing to attack her and her boyfriend. Thankfully, her boyfriend did survive, but unfortunately Sophie Lancaster did not. And, you know, she was essentially killed because she didn't like the same music as these people. But fundamentally, she was just a regular person, one of the nicest people you could ever meet. But they didn't care about that. They just cared about what mattered to them. They thought, you know, they're different, let's attack them. It's unacceptable. And, you know, it's something that needs more attention, because we don't want something like this to happen again. If you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, you can have a look at their website. There's a link to their website in the description below. You can find out what they're working on at the moment, and you know, what their goal is, because they can explain it a lot better than I can. And you know, have a quick look around the website. You know, they've got some merchandise. You know, they've got the Sophie bracelets, which are like £1 on the store, I think. They've got like other bracelets as well, along with tons of other merchandise. You know, and if you can help them in any small way, that would be absolutely fantastic. The smallest amount happens and makes the biggest difference, because the more people we can spread this information to, the more people that we can bring together to support this, the sooner we can stamp out prejudice, hatred and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is. Thank you all very, very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
I'm going back where I've been. Hope somebody lets me in. I need shelter from myself. If you can hear